like a 12-year-old just now. This is an old song. This is like back in your day, bro.
Back in my day. Okay, now it's working. Might have just been because
I just didn't select the broadcast. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network. We are live here from Sedalia, Missouri for the first round of the Kaysinger Conference Tournament. This is the play-in round as the 8-seeded Lincoln Cardinals will be wearing white and home on the scoreboard, playing against the Vikings of Lamont in black. We're going to take a look at the starting lineups here. To start, we'll start with the Lincoln Cardinals. We've got number 0, Camden Everhart, number 4, Dawson Parrott, number 3, Chase Young, number 2, Riley Sanders, and number 35, Ben Eckhoff. So yet again, Coach Berkey shaking up that starting lineup. For the Lamont Vikings, number 4, Gabe Mahan. They've got him listed at 6'1". He's a senior. Number 10, Carter Brashears. He's a sophomore. Number 14, Ryan Anderson, not to be confused with former NBA player Ryan Anderson. And number 24, Tyler Weber. And then number 52, Taylor Shireman. Tyler Weber listed at 6'3". And number 14, Ryan Anderson, also looking to have a little size. So we'll see if Lamont able to match up with big Ben Eckhoff down low. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, namely our presenting sponsor for tonight's broadcast and all of our broadcasts, Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty. We appreciate Luke and his team's support, as well as all of our other sponsors. I will be flying solo tonight as my Brett Bryant, who's been doing the color for me the last couple of games, is actually coaching his team in the first round of the conference tournament tonight over in Windsor, as they are also playing Lamont, also in the 8-9 matchup, looking to play in. The winner of this team will see the 1 seed tomorrow. And for the girls' side, that would be Tipton, and for the boys' side, that is Colcamp here in the 24 Kaysinger Conference Tournament. We are excited to get things rolling here. Lamont will win the tip. Tyler Weber, the senior, there jumping it up for Lamont. Sanders nearly has a steal. Weber on the attack here and going to draw the foul against Chase Young. Something we've talked about all year are the new foul rules here in Missouri basketball, as that free throw line jumper is off the mark for Shireman. Eckhoff with his first board of the night. That new rule with the foul shooting this year, 5 fouls in a quarter by a team, will result in the double bonus. There's a foul against Shireman down low as Lincoln works it into the high post and gets Sanders a touch. He's going to see 2 free throws. And the difference being that in years past, at 7 fouls, the team would shoot 1 and 1, and then at 10 fouls, and that was every half, at 10 fouls, it would be the double bonus. So now it resets every quarter, and it's fewer fouls to get shots. Sanders splits a pair, and we have our first points of tonight's game. Lincoln coming out in a little full court pressure here, something we've seen them try and do from time to time. Good trap here in the corner. See how Lamont handles this pressure here in the half court. A couple of long, high-arcing passes. Shireman tried the no-looker. Now Weber, contested 3. Good, strong rebound by Lamont. Put-back shot off the mark. Sanders will clear. That was Ryan Anderson there that tried the mid-range jumper. Parrott's thought about a 3 there from the top of the key on the last 2 possessions. Instead, Lincoln's going to work it around. Parrott will pull that time. And the bottom, as Camden Everhart records an assist. My apologies, folks. We had a little network issue there. We lost about the the last 30 seconds since then. Lamont hit a 3. And there on that possession, Eckhoff, a wide open lane to the layup. Good seal inside. I didn't see who had the seal. But Lincoln's put a couple baskets up as Everhart fouls. And Lamont hit a 3. We missed about 40 seconds of game time. We apologize. We think we've corrected the issue, but bear with us here. We're working with State Fairs Network tonight. So that foul against Everhart will be his first and the third team foul here in the quarter against Lincoln. Ooh, a travel there as Carter Brashear stepped into a 3. And I'm not sure if I got this point off before we lost our network connection there just a moment ago, but I was talking about the age disparity between these two teams. Lincoln obviously with a pretty young lineup out there and one that we see quite often for them, whereas you look at the Lamont team and they're starting 3 seniors and a junior with 1 sophomore. So a much older group for the Lamont Vikings in terms of high school basketball. Eckhoff inside, goes up. They're going to call it on the floor. I think they got Weber on the way back down. Eckhoff on the block, goes right through the chest of a Lamont defender and can't finish. Weber clears it and now wants to push. Maybe got away with a little bit of a push there. Nice pass to the corner. And that 3-point shot is off for a Parrott rebound. That was number 4, Gabe Mahan, on the try from the corner. Eckhoff again down low. Looked like he got hammered. Eckhoff maybe got away with one there. Everhart came away with it. Jump stop, puts it up, and it won't go for him, but he is going to see a couple of free throws here. Everhart sinks a pair, and Lincoln's lead is 6. Lincoln having some success with this full court pressure. Another trap here. Lamont in trouble and throws it away. Parrott with the steal. That was Levi Weber. Lincoln trying to work against this 2-3. Sanders inside, good seal by Eckhoff. Assist for Dawson Parrott. And Coach Berkey's going to take a 30-second timeout. We're going to step away for a quick 30-second break. We'll be back on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network in just a second. Sponsored by 31 Chiropractic. 31 Chiropractic is a wellness-centered family chiropractic office that specializes in care for women and children. Lindsay delivers tailored chiropractic and physical treatment for your whole family for their whole life. Stop in at 292 South Highway 65 in Lincoln or call 660-460-3719 to schedule your appointment with Dr. Lindsay today. We're also sponsored by WK's family of dealerships. WK, a name we all know, owned by a family we all grew up with, now open at 4 locations in Sedalia and Boonville, featuring a great inventory of new Chevrolet, Ford, and Dodge vehicles, as well as high-quality used vehicles. At WK, they have combined their service, collision, and detailing departments with a great variety of American-made vehicles to be the #1 stop in your search for a new vehicle. Browse their selection of new and used vehicles today at WKFamily.com. Okay. 2-2-1 full court press out of the timeout for Coach Berkey. Ooh, dangerous pass and a quick timeout by Coach Floyd. So here during this quick 30-second timeout, we're going to stay here actually and talk about some of the common opponents that these two teams have faced throughout the season. I've underlined Tipton, Smithton, Northwest, and Concordia. Both teams fell to Tipton, as Tipton is highly seeded in this tournament. Tipton is the 4 seed. Both of the teams fell to Tipton, Lincoln by 15 just last week, and before Christmas, Lamont lost to Tipton by 11. As we move forward to Concordia, Lamont played Concordia closely but fell by 5, and Lincoln beat Concordia by 20. Also, that game was before Christmas on this floor. Weber doubled, nice pass cross court to Mahan, then to the block, and that's a good look for Lamont out of the timeout. Coach Floyd able to get his team past the full court press and get them an easy look. Ryan Anderson scored the bucket. Parrott's three-point corner try in and out. Lincoln unable to set up any trap, but Parrott just takes it away from Weber. And Weber forces the turnover. He's a little shaken up. Mahan, short corner jump shot off the mark. Xavier Smith, who's out there, records a rebound. Fellow senior Zayden Cole also on the floor for the Cardinals. Mahan knocks it out of bounds and will stay on this end. Back to common opponents and scores. Northwest, another common opponent for each of these teams. Lamont lost to them last week by 17. And Lincoln beat them in the Otterville Tournament third place game by 4. Smithton, the last common opponent, each of these two teams lost there by a comparable amount. So this one projected to be, if you just look at the scores, to be a fairly close game, as Sanders has an aggressive drive inside and he is fouled and will shoot 2. Riley hits the first. And the second. And Lincoln on top by 8 here with 2 to play in the opening quarter. And we saw a pretty flat performance by this Lincoln team the last time out. Obviously played a really well-coached and a really good and experienced Sacred Heart team. But so far their energy, especially on defense, has just been more what you'd like to see out of a young team. Nice move there by Moody to get past Smith and score. But that's a welcome sign if you're a Lincoln Cardinal fan. For sure. Sanders goes baseline, gets Moody on his back and scores and 1. Sanders putting together a couple nice baskets in a row here. Sanders unable to complete it. Good rebound by Weber. Lincoln now in the half court playing man-to-man defense. Gone away from the trapping zone. Parrott got screened and re-screened to the ground. Nice aggressive board by Eckhoff off the Weber miss. That's going to be the second foul against Gabe Mahan. And Lincoln rather, in the double bonus. Eckhoff misses the first. And hits the second. Everhart in for Eckhoff. So Lincoln going to go small and get back in that full court 2-2-1 off the made free throw. Moody gets it across. Here comes the trap. Good aggressiveness here by Lincoln's defense. Lamont doing a good job handling it. Moody gets inside but loses it. And Everhart will get credit for a steal. Coach Berkey instructing his team to go for the last shot. Parrott wide open from the corner, and that's one you got to take, and Parrott hits it. Parrott now 2 for 2 from downtown, 2 for 3 rather, with 6 points. Lamont 3 on the clock. Moody heave won't go, and a really good quarter there for the Lincoln basketball team. So with the quarter break, we're going to step aside and hear some words from our sponsors. We'll be back in about 60 seconds on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network.
Are you missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. They're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Stop by and see them at 101 South 65 Highway in Lincoln or 1695 Hilltop Drive in Warsaw. Your community, your bank, your relationship. Community National Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Podcast is supported by Denny's Construction Solutions. Wally and his crew offer many services. At the top of the list is excavation and general contracting. They will build from the ground up. But that's not all. They offer site clearing, site prep, concrete flat work, and more. If you've got a problem that could require a skid steer, excavator, or jackhammer, Denny's Construction has the solution. Call them today at 660-596-9992.
Coming back here for the second quarter of tonight's lone game for our broadcast. Lincoln a commanding first quarter as they lead 19-7. And if you're joining us for the first time, maybe you're not a Lincoln Cardinal fan, be sure to subscribe, as there's a good chance that we'll be doing more than just Lincoln games here in this year's conference tournament. Zayden Cole off the flare. Nice move by Xavier Smith. He probably got fouled. It was a good look, though. And Weber called for the travel off the rebound. Oh, nice pass by Everhart. Smith had a good look at it. Wouldn't go for the senior. And now the Lamont Vikings going to try and chip into this lead that Lincoln built in large part to three-point shooting and defense. Cole, good possession there, Ball goes off of Lamont and will be Lincoln basketball. That'd be Carter Brashears called for the turnover. Everhart feeling a three, and that one falls off the assist from Parrott. And Lincoln shooting the ball well as a team right now. Lincoln really trying to apply ball pressure here. And it's a good look for them. Pummel looking for somewhere to go with it. Weber step back, gonna give it up. Brashears fouled on his drive. That'll be the first foul here against Lincoln in the second quarter. That foul went against Xavier Smith, the senior. Weber to Weber. Weber step back three. That's Levi Weber, the younger of the two. I assume that they're brothers. They have a resemblance. Young to the cup. Nice drive, nice finish over Weber. And Lincoln firing on all cylinders right now. Mahan in the corner, Parrott on him, gonna go baseline. They called him for a travel. So now Lamont gonna come out and pick up at half court. We saw him run in the 2-3 zone to start. This is clearly man, and this is where Eckhoff shines in these one-on-one matchups down low. They are gonna call a foul on the entry pass against Ryan Anderson. That'll be his third foul. So Coach Floyd gonna bring Taylor Shireman back on for Anderson. Smith gets to his right hand, floater in the middle of the lane, nice move. Does that count as an assist for Everhart? Everhart again with an assist, that's his second. Moody, top of the key over Everhart. It was a good contest. And a rebound for Zayden Cole. And this is the matchup you want if you're Lincoln. Nice. There's good footwork by Eckhoff and good stick-to-itiveness as he gets his own miss and scores. He's got 6 points here in the first half. Levi Weber tries a three. Long rebound. Shireman comes up with it. Now Weber underneath. Ooh, man. Foul goes against Lincoln, but if you're a Lamont fan, you would have just probably preferred they let that go, as Weber had a wide open look at the basket. Weber, three-point shot, off the mark. Levi Weber with the rebound and putback off the mark. Good rebound by Everhart. Young baseline drive, good seal. Yeah, they're gonna call Eckhoff there. He was aggressively trying to seal the help defense. And they whistled him for one, his first. Brashears over to Moody. Moody gonna try one over Sanders. And Eckhoff records another rebound. Lamont back. Looks like they're still in man. I thought for a second they might be in zone, but this is still a man defense here for Lamont. And I think that's what Lincoln wants. Everhart's three, top of the key, goes in, and Lincoln right now can't miss. Everhart 2 for 2. So a turnover there by Lamont. And Lincoln off and running so far here. 3 minutes left in the first half. Smith, floater, middle of the lane, will be fouled and shoot two here. That foul against Brashears, his first, and team second foul. Smith gets them both, and Lincoln's lead now is 26. Looked like good hands by Everhart. They whistled him for the foul on the arm. His second foul and the fourth team foul here against Lincoln. So Lamont now shooting free throws the rest of the way. Shireman. Drive by Lamont off the mark. Shireman saves it to Weber. He gets a nice Euro step around Ben Eckhoff. And that elicits a reaction from the crowd. Of course, tonight's crowd split as fans for each of these schools conceivably supporting the girls' programs over in Windsor. Eckhoff down low, blows the bunny. Good defense there by number 4, Gabe Mahan. Mahan also had the assist on the other end for Weber's highlight basket. Ball screen. Weber thought about a three. Shireman actually made a really nice pass there. Mahan just couldn't quite handle it. And that's going to be a turnover by Lamont. Cole inside to Sanders. Sanders fouled by Mahan. Sanders has shot the ball well from the foul line here, as he is 4 for 6 so far. And now 5 for 7. Weber over Parrott, finally gets one to go. And Lamont now with 12 points. Smith tries the answer. He's fouled by Brashears and is going to see 3 free throws. Brashears now with 2 fouls and 4 fouls against Lamont here in the quarter. So Lincoln will shoot free throws for the last 64 seconds. Smith hits the first one. It's been, I think, something worth noting that Lincoln has shot the ball from the free throw line better as a team in tonight's game than I think any one game I've seen them play this year. As Smith knocks down the second, we'll see one more. Xavier now 4 for 4 from the line. And 5 for 5. He's got 7 points here in the half. Weber to Brashears. Out to Moody. And Weber tries to get it inside to Shireman. But Lincoln takes it away. Now Sanders going to drive, spins inside. A lot of contact, puts it up anyway and scores. Nice strong move by Sanders. Shears runs into Sanders. Sanders feels like he got the block. They're going to call a foul on him. So Brashears with the good drive, going to see 2 free throws. And that's the first free throw attempt on the night for Lamont. We see Xander Cole in with Zayden Cole, Xavier Smith, Dawson Parrott, and Ben Eckhoff here. 8 on the clock. Xander gonna have to figure something out here quickly. 3 on the clock. Zayden over to Dawson, puts it up from downtown, and he's gonna miss everything as Lincoln is gonna roll into halftime with a sizable lead and a good-looking first half of basketball. Reminder that the winner of this game will go on to play Colcamp tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon rather, at 4 p.m. Lincoln Cardinal fans, be sure to cheer for the Lincoln girls tonight as they are also in action over in Windsor taking on the Lamont Vikings. The winner of that game will advance and play Tipton tomorrow at 5:30 at Smith Cotton. All of the games tomorrow will be at Smith Cotton, so should Lincoln win tonight on either game or both games, we'll have that game live for you on this channel tomorrow. For right now, we're going to step aside and get ready to do our halftime show. We'll be back in about 6 minutes on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty. Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty has 14 real estate agents with 275 combined years of real estate experience. Luke and his team are not only experienced, but extremely knowledgeable when it comes to listing your property or helping you find the perfect home. If you're looking to buy a home, commercial property, or land, look no further than Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty. Be sure to visit their website at reesenichols.com or give them a call today at 660-438-7228. Us here at Spooky Bear Media would like to give a huge thanks to Johnson's Accounting for making this broadcast and others like it possible. Johnson's Accounting and Tax Service LLC has been serving the Lincoln community and its surrounding area for over 55 years. Lori and her team offer monthly business services such as sales tax, payroll, preparation of financial statements, and much more. They can easily set up a new business or an LLC. If you're in need of a tax return, Johnson's Accounting handles personal, small business, partnership, and corporate returns. For Johnson's Accounting, no business is too large or too small. They can handle them all. So give them a call at 660-547-3333 3232 and see what they can do for you. Spooky Bear's Shirt Shack is a one-stop shop and apparel brand that has one goal in mind: to bring your vision to life. Commissioning custom printing shouldn't be hard. Make it easy at Spooky Bear's Shirt Shack. Located just south of Lincoln on 65 Highway, stop in, visit their page on Facebook, or give them a call at 660-776-2021. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Estes Drive-In. If you're looking for a bite to eat or a tasty treat, Estes Drive-In has you covered. With a wide array of options and friendly service, you can't go wrong with Estes Drive-In. Stop in and eat or call ahead for carryout at 660-547-3516. This broadcast is supported by Denny's Construction Solutions. Wally and his crew offer many services. At the top of the list is excavation and general contracting. They will build from the ground up. But that's not all. They offer site clearing, site prep, concrete flat work, and more. If you've got a problem that could require a skid steer, excavator, or jackhammer, Denny's Construction has the solution. Call them today at 660-596-9992. Are you missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. They're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Stop by and see them at 101 South 65 Highway in Lincoln or 1695 Hilltop Drive in Warsaw. Your community, your bank, your relationship. Community National Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Need some dirt work, a building pad, or perhaps a complete septic system? Call Chris and Austin at Midmo Dirt and Septic. They have experience in all types of dirt work and are certified and licensed septic system installers. They're also offering concrete flat work, so give this father and son team a call at 660-723-6958 or at 660-221-0681. Lincoln Realty has been serving Lincoln and all of West Central Missouri for 70 years. Whether it's residential, commercial, farm, recreational, or lake property you're after, Lacey and her team have you covered. Give them a call today at 660-547-3535 or stop by the office located at 546 North Highway 65 in Lincoln. This broadcast is sponsored by Shelter Insurance. Play ball with an insurance team that wins. The Leanne Beeman Agency has terrific customer service, policies you can count on, and rates that won't break the bank. Call the Leanne Beeman Agency today at 660-547-0099 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did. We're also sponsored by Tolliver's Tire and Towing. In need of tire or automotive repair? Perhaps you've been in an accident and need a tow. Try Tolliver's Tire and Towing. Their knowledgeable repair crew and round-the-clock towing service can get you out of any pinch. For a tow, call 660-287-4849. This broadcast is sponsored by Shirley's Highway Cafe. Shirley's Highway Cafe serves a full breakfast and lunch menu from 6 to 2 Sunday through Friday and from 6 to noon on Saturdays. For breakfast, try a good old-fashioned omelet or the biscuits and gravy. For lunch, they've got the best country fried steak and mashed potatoes around. Shirley's Highway Cafe is located on Highway 65 in Lincoln, so give them a try on your next trip through town or call them for carryout at 660-547-3500. This broadcast is also sponsored by Veracruz Trace. Veracruz Trace Mexican Restaurant in Lincoln delivers local and delicious Mexican cuisine served by their welcoming and caring staff. They are open from 11 to 9 on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and from 11 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Stop by at 455 North Highway 65 in Lincoln or call ahead for carryout at 660-547-0315. We are sponsored by 31 Chiropractic. 31 Chiropractic is a wellness-centered family chiropractic office that specializes in care for women and children. Lindsay delivers tailored chiropractic and physical treatment for your whole family for their whole life. Stop in at 292 South Highway 65 in Lincoln or call 660-460-3719 to schedule your appointment with Dr. Lindsay today. We're also sponsored by WK's family of dealerships. WK, a name we all know, owned by a family we all grew up with, now open at 4 locations in Sedalia and Boonville, featuring a great inventory of new Chevrolet, Ford, and Dodge vehicles, as well as high-quality used vehicles. At WK, they have combined their service, collision, and detailing departments with a great variety of American-made vehicles to be the #1 stop in your search for a new vehicle. Browse their selection of new and used vehicles today at WKFamily.com. Premier Automotive is proud to support Lincoln Athletics. Since 1993, Premier Automotive has been serving Central Missouri and the surrounding areas. Those 30 years of service make Fred & Company one of the most reliable and experienced used car dealers around. Go check out Premier Automotive's diverse selection of clean, pre-inspected cars, trucks, and SUVs located on the east side of 65 Highway in the heart of Lincoln, or give them a call today at 660-776-2019. We're also supported by the Lincoln Booster Club. If you haven't picked out your Lincoln Cardinal gear yet, be sure to reach out to the Lincoln Booster Club. Wearing Booster Club gear is another way to show the players and cheerleaders the support they deserve. The money raised from the Booster Club goes back into the athletic department to enhance their experience. Don't forget to pick up a program to help identify the kids out on the court, and be sure to support those sponsors in our community that back Lincoln Athletics. The Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network is also sponsored by Sedalia Rental and Supply. Sedalia Rental and Supply is located on 50 Highway in Sedalia, Missouri. Todd and his knowledgeable crew have served West Central Missouri as a one-stop shop for all your equipment rental and party supply needs since 1994. If they don't have it, you probably didn't need it. Call Sedalia Rental and Supply today at 660-826-8188 to see how they can help you complete your next project. Speaking of projects, we are also sponsored by City Electric Supply. If you're an electrician, plumber, or just a DIYer, you need to go to City Electric Supply in Warsaw. They have the largest selection of both tools and supplies available in the Lake area. See Dustin or any one of his experienced associates, and they will find just the item that you need. City Electric Supply in Warsaw, 660-900-3512. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty. Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty has 14 real estate agents with 275 combined years of real estate experience. Luke and his team are not only experienced, but extremely knowledgeable when it comes to listing your property or helping you find the perfect home. If you're looking to buy a home, commercial property, or land, look no further than Reese Nichols Golden Key Realty. Be sure to visit their website at reesenichols.com or give them a call today at 660-438-7228. Us here at Spooky Bear Media would like to give a huge thanks to Johnson's Accounting for making this broadcast and others like it possible. Johnson's Accounting and Tax Service LLC has been serving the Lincoln community and its surrounding area for over 55 years. Lori and her team offer monthly business services such as sales tax, payroll, preparation of financial statements, and much more. They can easily set up a new business or an LLC. If you're in need of a tax return, Johnson's Accounting handles personal, small business, partnership, and corporate returns. For Johnson's Accounting, no business is too large or too small. They can handle them all. So give them a call at 660-547-3332 and see what they can do for you. Spooky Bear's Shirt Shack is a one-stop shop and apparel brand that has one goal in mind: to bring your vision to life. Commissioning custom printing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with a quick halftime show this time, brought to you by Johnson's Accounting and Tax LLC. Before we get into that, I want to show you some S's Drive-In for supporting the replay camera. Our first clip here is a nice drive inside by senior Xavier Smith off of the Camden Everhart feed. Nice floater in the middle of the lane, and then a rare replay will show from the other team here. I just couldn't pass up that gorgeous Euro step by Levi Weber to get around Eckhoff. Got Eckhoff up in the air. Let's take a quick look, Isaac, at the tail of the tape from the first half. We've got some stats, of course, unofficial stats here. It says Colcamp at the top, but it's Lamont. So Lincoln pretty much dominant all the way across here. Rebounds pretty close, but I think Coach Berkey would be glad to know that his team only turned the ball over one time there in the first half. Lincoln also shooting the ball tremendously well from the floor and from three-point range. As a team right now, something that was not on that graphic that jumped out to me as we were looking at the stats from the first half, 14 for 18 from the free throw line as a team. I don't have any official data to back this up, but that's got to be one of the best marks through any amount of time in a game for this Lincoln Cardinal team that's struggled from the line all year long. There, a hard foul against Camden Everhart. He runs into Taylor Shireman and knocks him to the floor. That's going to be Everhart's third foul. Coach Berkey going to keep him out there. Shireman goes right at him, and he is off the mark. Sanders will clear it. And we are off and running here with the second half of our lone broadcast for tonight. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 4 o'clock against the one-seeded Colcamp Bluebirds. Weber inside against Young, and he just put his mind on going to the basket there as he scores the and one, and will have an opportunity here to cap off a three-point play. And he does. As that is also the third foul against Chase Young here. So Young and Everhart both with 3 fouls. 2 team fouls here in the quarter. Good look for Parrott. Can't finish the first one, so he grabs his own rebound and puts it up again. Lincoln scores 2. And Parrott now unofficially with 8 points. Tough shot for Weber. That was a difficult leaning shot from beyond 3-point range. And he's come out and scored a quick 6 here in the third quarter. Sanders turns it over. Good hustle there by Weber. However, now Lincoln could have had numbers there, but good transitional defense there by Lamont. Sanders trying to get it inside to Young. Kicked ball. Lincoln's pair of seniors will come on the floor. That's Xavier Smith and Zayden Cole. Everhart and Eckhoff will take a seat. So a small lineup out there for Lincoln. Sanders, the biggest player in white. Parrott's shot off the mark. Anderson rebounds, and now Lamont will come into the front court. Good hands by Parrott. Now a 3-on-2 opportunity. Sanders all the way to the cup and can't finish. Young blocked by Weber. Weber's put together a couple of highlight plays here in the third quarter. A good-looking floater for Smith is off the mark. Sanders, and Lincoln had 3 opportunities there and unable to convert on that possession. Mahan called for a charge. I looked down at my roster for 1 second, and I didn't see what exactly he did, but an offensive foul against Lamont, that'll count as a turnover. And that'll also be Mahan's 3rd foul. Smith left open at the top of the key, gonna search for a better shot here on this possession. Young gets around Weber. Lincoln looked like they just were content to run some clock, I guess, and try and get through their offensive set, but it ended in a turnover. On the floor right now for your Lincoln Cardinals, Sanders, Young, Cole, Parrott, Smith. Another nice offensive possession there for the Lamont Vikings and for Weber. Good patience underneath. Pump fake, gets his man in the air and scores over the top. Sanders all the way inside. Not sure who they're going to get the foul for here. Looks like they called a block on Mahan. Probably could have called one on Weber too, as he swatted for that ball pretty hard. Sanders hits the 2nd free throw, and Lincoln's lead is 22. It's been as high as 27 in this game. Sanders now unofficially with 12 points, half of those coming from the charity stripe. Weber misses, gets his own miss, and puts it back. That's the younger Levi Weber, and Coach Berkey wants to take a timeout, so we'll step aside here and hear from a few of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Premier Automotive is proud to support Lincoln Athletics. Since 1993, Premier Automotive has been serving Central Missouri and the surrounding areas. Those 30 years of service make Fred & Company one of the most reliable and experienced used car dealers around. Go check out Premier Automotive's diverse selection of clean, pre-inspected cars, trucks, and SUVs located on the east side of 65 Highway in the heart of Lincoln, or give them a call today at 660-776-2019. We're also supported by the Lincoln Booster Club. If you haven't picked out your Lincoln Cardinal gear yet, be sure to reach out to the Lincoln Booster Club. Wearing Booster Club gear is another way to show the players and cheerleaders the support they deserve. The money raised from the Booster Club goes back into the athletic department to enhance their experience. Don't forget to pick up a program to help identify the kids out on the court, and be sure to support those sponsors in our community that backed Lincoln Athletic.
Welcome back here to the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network. 4:10 left in the third quarter after a Coach Berkey full timeout. And Lamont comes out here in an interesting defensive formation. It looks like a 2-2-1, going to maybe do something Lincoln did to them early in this game and trap the corners. Lincoln gets it to the high post. Sanders, nice pass to Young. Young fumbles with it and can't convert. Weber into the front court. Cross court to Anderson. He's going to go right at Sanders. Nothing there. Good job here by Lincoln defense. Sanders, good defense on Anderson. Cole to Smith. Smith back inside. Nice dump down to Young, and he's able to finish that time. Plus a little contact from Weber. That's Weber's second foul. And Young's got an opportunity here to finish off a three-point play. He does so, and Lincoln continues to shoot the ball well from the stripe. Young now unofficially with 5 points. And a travel called against Moody. Smith floater inside. He likes that floater. And so do we as Lincoln Cardinal fans. 25-point lead now for the Cardinals. Step back for Weber. Tough shot over Young. Good defense by Young, but Weber able to create space with that step back. Sanders loses it. I think he's going to get called for a travel there. He does. Hard fall to the ground. And we were being accosted by some Lincoln fans at halftime. And one of the things that came up off the air about this Lincoln team, and something that Brett and I touched on a couple nights ago when we were live from Sacred Heart, is that, you know, coming into this tournament, I don't want to speak for the team. Obviously, this didn't come from Coach himself or anything like that, but this team has to feel like they're not your typical 8 seed in this tournament. You know, even if you just look at the teams they've beat in this as Lincoln turns Lamont over, tough pass and a hard fall there. Everhart trying to thread it inside to Young. Lincoln turns it over. But if you look at the boys' bracket here, which I'm doing right now, the 1 seed, Cole Camp, 2 seed, Stover, 3 seed, Sacred Heart. You know, Stover, Sacred Heart have both beat Lincoln head-to-head. Cole Camp obviously has the better resume. Tipton's beat Lincoln head-to-head. But then as you get into the 5, 6, 7 seed, Northwest lost to Lincoln, the 5 seed. Green Ridge, the 6 seed, does have a better record. But some of the comparable scores, it isn't clear that they're objectively better than this Lincoln team. So, and I don't mean that as a slight to them. I just mean that Lincoln coming in should think that they're not the 8 seed. And I think in this game we've seen that for the most part. Lincoln came out really hot to start. Zayden Cole from the corner is off the mark. A foul, interesting. Like a ball that was just kind of up in the air. A fight between a couple of Lamont Vikings and Ben Eckhoff results in a foul call against Anderson, his 4th. Eckhoff wanted it there on the block. Eckhoff does get it from the Cole pass. Misses the layup. That one was a bunny. And a nice move by Moody on the other end. And this lead has just fluctuated kind of between 20 and 25 here all quarter long. It opened at 27. Eckhoff again inside. Good patience. And the foul called probably against Anderson, and if so, it is against Anderson. If so, he is fouled out. He has. That's also the 5th team foul here in the quarter against Lamont. Anderson clearly frustrated as he goes to the bench. Eckhoff short off the front iron on the first. And gets the second one to rattle in. Hummel in trouble, gets it to Moody. Looks like Coach Floyd gets the timeout there. And we're going to step aside here for a quick 30-second timeout, it appears. We'll be back on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network shortly.
Cardinal Sports Network is also sponsored by Sedalia Rental and Supply. Sedalia Rental and Supply is located on 50 Highway in Sedalia, Missouri. Todd and his knowledgeable crew have served West Central Missouri as a one-stop shop for all your equipment rental and party supply needs since 1994. If they don't have it, you probably didn't need it. Call Sedalia Rental and Supply today at 660-826-8188 to see how they can help you complete your next project. Speaking of projects, we are also sponsored by City Electric Supply. If you're an electrician, plumber, or just a DIYer, you need to go to City Electric Supply in Warsaw. They have the largest selection of both tools and supplies available in the Lake area. See Dustin or any one of his experienced associates, and they will find just the item that you need. City Electric Supply in Warsaw, 660-900-3512.
Back here for the last 10 seconds of the third quarter after the Lamont timeout. Weber's got it against Young. He's going to try the contested three. It's off the mark. Parrott, 3 on the clock. The heave is off the mark. I honestly thought he double dribbled there, but I might have missed something. Anyway, that's the third quarter in the books. Lincoln on top 49-28. A big quarter there, actually, by Lamont, as they scored 15 in that quarter to Lincoln's 9. So a mountain to climb for them here in the fourth. We're going to step aside and hear from a couple more sponsors. We'll be right back.
Podcast is sponsored by Shirley's Highway Cafe. Shirley's Highway Cafe serves a full breakfast and lunch menu from 6 to 2 Sunday through Friday and from 6 to noon on Saturdays. For breakfast, try a good old-fashioned omelet or the biscuits and gravy. For lunch, they've got the best country fried steak and mashed potatoes around. Shirley's Highway Cafe is located on Highway 65 in Lincoln, so give them a try on your next trip through town or call them for carryout at 660-547-3500. This broadcast is also sponsored by Veracruz Trace. Veracruz Trace Mexican Restaurant in Lincoln delivers local and delicious Mexican cuisine served by their welcoming and caring staff. They are open from 11 to 9 on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and from 11 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Stop by at 455 North Highway 65 in Lincoln or call ahead for carryout at 660-547-0315.
Okay, we are back here in Sedalia, Missouri from State Fair Community College, the opening round of the 2024 Kaysinger Conference Tournament. This is the play-in round as these two teams, the 8-9 seeds, fighting for an opportunity to move on to tomorrow and play the 1-seeded Colcamp Bluebirds. Lincoln came out really hot in this game. Defensive intensity, guys flying everywhere, three-point shots falling in all over the place. Shot the ball really well from the free throw line. There's Parrott unable to corral the rebound. And in the third quarter, things cooled down a little bit. Lamont got to the line a little bit. Weber, probably Lamont's best player, really kind of got into it on the offensive end, hit a couple nice three-point shots, had an and one. Here a tough one-handed push shot with 3 defenders around him. Moody goes baseline, runs right into Everhart. They're going to call Everhart for a foul. He can't believe it. Coach Berkey also doesn't like it. So actually, I attributed that to Camden Everhart, but on the scoreboard they say it's a foul on Parrott. So Parrott must have came over and got him on the arm. Either that or the board's wrong, but it appears that is what happened. So nonetheless, that's Parrott's first foul and the first team foul here in the fourth. Coach Berkey's still discussing it with the official. Parrott all the way inside. Tough shot. He's fouled. It's going to be a foul against number 23, Malik Moody, sophomore off the bench for the Lamont Vikings. And Lincoln's three-point shooting went a little cold in the third quarter. And the free throw shooting now has slowed a bit as well. Ooh, Moody's going to get called for the carry there. Lincoln basketball, 7:15 to play in a game that's been largely dominated by Lincoln. And with the pace of play, it's hard to always start a point and finish it. One of the points I was getting to there in the third quarter and kind of lost track of with the action. Young, wide open three-point shot, off the mark. Eckhoff got the rebound, finds Everhart. He's wide open, and that one goes in. Everhart has shot the ball well tonight. He's actually 3 for 3 from downtown with 11 points unofficially. That point I was alluding to, I'll get to one more time here after the break. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network. Coach Berkey called the timeout, and we'll be right back.
Podcast is supported by Denny's Construction Solutions. Wally and his crew offer many services. At the top of the list is excavation and general contracting. They will build from the ground up. But that's not all. They offer site clearing, site prep, concrete flat work, and more. If you've got a problem that could require a skid steer, excavator, or jackhammer, Denny's Construction has the solution. Call them today at 660-596-9992.
We are back here on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network. And that point that I was making earlier about Lincoln not being your typical 8 seed is more of a product of, if you haven't been following the Lincoln basketball team on the boys' side this year, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries and just different factors keeping guys in and out of the lineup. Everhart called for a blocking foul. That'll be his 4th and the 2nd team foul. Everhart will come out for Sanders. So Lincoln thus far with all those injuries, Sanders didn't play for most of the first 2 months of the season. That shot goes in from the corner for Mahan over the Sanders contest. So because of that, Lincoln had a hard time and has still had a hard time finding any cohesion because it goes deeper than Sanders. You see Parrott out there sporting the brace on his left hand. He missed time, and part of the time when he was playing early in the season, he was injured. Anthony Bug Schrader, a guy that was going to be in and out of the starting lineup and in the rotation all year long, out with a shoulder injury. He's not coming back. So this is as healthy as Lincoln's been and will be. And if you look at just the win-losses of each of these two teams, you would have thought, that Lamont would be favored, or at least it would be really close. Nice pull-up jumper there over the defense for Levi Weber. As Lamont came into tonight 10-7, and Lincoln came in 4-11, but really, due to those factors that are just kind of out of your control, it makes Lincoln seem like an 8 seed that maybe is more like a 5 or a 6 seed. Sanders misses everything there on that three-point try. And so as we are here under 6 minutes to play, you start to think about tomorrow's matchup between Lincoln and Colcamp. The two teams have not played. They were scheduled to play earlier this month, but due to weather down there in Benton County, it didn't happen. And so, there's been years here in the past few years, at least dating back to when I played, where those two teams would play 3 times a year, as Weber scores again after the putback off the Malik Moody miss. And this lead is now 16 with 4:45 to play. Young, wide open under the basket, unable to score the layup. And Coach Floyd going to take a timeout. We'll talk more about a potential matchup between Colcamp and one of these two teams, as Lamont has managed to make things interesting here in the 4th quarter. We've got a full timeout on the floor by Lamont, and we'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln Cardinal Sports Network.
Broadcast is sponsored by Shelter Insurance. Play ball with an insurance team that wins. The Lee and Beeman Agency has terrific customer service, policies you can count on, and rates that won't break the bank. Call the Lee and Beeman Agency today at 660-547-0099 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did. We're also sponsored by Tolliver's Tire and Towing. In need of tire or automotive repair? Perhaps you've been in an accident and need a tow. Try Tolliver's Tire and Towing. Their knowledgeable repair crew and round-the-clock towing service can get you out of any pinch. For a tow, call 660-287-4849.
I think it best not to discuss the potential Lincoln-Colcamp matchup until this one seems a little bit more in hand, because Lamont has definitely made things interesting, and Lincoln on a couple occasions now has had the ball just right at the cup and not been able to score. Probably left 6 or 8 points on the board there in that quarter, or in the first 4 minutes of this quarter, I should say. And now another basket by Lamont, making things interesting. Sanders can't finish. Good thing for Lincoln, Eckhoff is there to clean up the trash. 3:38. Lamont's got to have some urgency here, down by 16. Parrott, good job off that ball screen, keeping Weber from having any airspace. Moody from the corner, rattles around and won't go. Eckhoff's got a rebound. Xander Cole out there, post entry to nice move by Eckhoff, good footwork. And a welcome sight there as Eckhoff's got the last 4 points here for Lincoln. Long three off the mark for Weber. Moody's got it. Second opportunity here for the Vikings. Weber trying to get it inside, taken away by Sanders. No need for Lincoln to be in any great big hurry here as they now have an 18-point lead, under 3 to play. Cole had the right idea to get it inside to Eckhoff, but poor execution. Now Weber lost it but was fouled. And he's given up on the play. Lincoln, though, not really trying to push it or force anything here. On the floor for the Cardinals, you've got Parrott, Xander Cole, Zayden Cole, Ben Eckhoff, and Riley Sanders. Xander Cole going to come off for Xavier Smith. 2:08 to play, 18-point game. Parrott, hop step jumper won't go. I think it's safe now to maybe start thinking about tomorrow's matchup with Colcamp. We were talking about, or I was talking about there before Lamont went on a little bit of a run. Moody from the corner, that three-point shot off the mark. Eckhoff another rebound. These two teams have not yet faced each other, despite on the schedule they should have. And a matchup that in years past we've seen 3 times in some years, usually in the Warsaw tournament, again in the regular season, and then in this tournament. So some things never change as a nice feed from Parrott to Sanders scores 2, and the lead is back to 20. And that thing that never changes is, it seems like, Lincoln and Colcamp facing off in the conference tournament. If you're Colcamp, I think you're really confident. Their win-loss record, they've started to put together a nice resume here since the Warsaw tournament. They themselves were dealing with some health issues that I think have since corrected. But a little bit unfortunate that you don't get your typical 8 seed, in my opinion, in the first round. It's almost like you, and this is purely speculation in my opinion, but I really think Lincoln is more like the 5 or the 6 seed in this tournament. And so now, if you're Colcamp, you've got to play a 5 or a 6 seed, in my opinion, in the first round, and then turn around, and if you win that game, now you got to play another 4 or a 5 seed to pave your way to the championship game. So it'll be interesting to see 2 Benton County teams as we prepared ourselves for the matchup in football between these 2 schools. One thing that Coach Shear said, who also coaches the Colcamp basketball team, said to us in our sit-down was that when you have these rivalries, you have these games, these teams, these schools that know each other so well, they're so close, they play each other in every sport multiple times, and there's a familiarity there that is, you can almost just throw the records out. I think that's more so the truth in football, but in basketball, it definitely it does play a role. So we'll see. They haven't played each other this year, but it'll be a fun one there as Blake Lyon gets his name in the scorebook on the free throw. Weber working against Cade Rutherford. Lyon had it taken away, and then Weber got it back and is fouled on his shot. That foul will go against Miles Harms, his first. third team foul here with 27 seconds remaining. Weber hits a pair, and I imagine that we won't see any shots here in the last 25 seconds for Lincoln. If they're able to hang on to it for that long. They are not. Blake Lyon loses it. Ethan Goshen goes after it. They're unable to keep it in their possession. I think Lamont now will maybe dribble this thing out. Weber gonna try a three, and he gets it to go. And some late game scoring makes it look a little bit closer than it was, although, you know, with 5 or 6 minutes left, Lamont had cut it to 16, and that is the final deficit as Lincoln moves on to the first round of the conference tournament, 59-43. They will face Colcamp tomorrow on this platform, on this stream, at 4 p.m. So we are awaiting the results of the girls' game over in Windsor to see if the girls will also be playing. If they do indeed win their game against Lamont, they will play right after the boys at 5:30 against Tipton. So look to Facebook. Keep your eyes on this channel tomorrow to see what to expect from us. But for sure, at this moment, we will be live at 4 p.m. with some boys basketball, the first round of the conference tournament. Here we're going to get into our Community National Bank and Trust post-game show. Isaac, do we have any replays that you want to share for the Estes replay cam? We got one. Here as I look at these stats, leading the way unofficially for Lincoln in scoring is Riley Sanders. He had 14. Ben Eckhoff second in the books with 11. We also have him unofficially at 10 rebounds, 7 on the defensive end, 3 on the offensive end. Camden Everhart chipped in with 11 points, 3 for 3 from the field, all coming behind the line, the three-point line that is, and he had 2 from the charity stripe, so a perfect shooting night for the junior. He also had 3 steals and 2 assists unofficially. Dawson Parrott also in double figures as he scored 10. We have him at 4 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 5 from downtown. He started 2 for 3. He also chipped in with 6 rebounds and a pair of steals. We've got Xavier Smith with 9 points. He stepped to the line 5 times and made all of them. Chase Young had 5 points, and Blake Lyon scored a point there at the end. And that is all of the scoring from tonight's game between these two teams, at least for the Lincoln side. And we'll show a nice move here by Ben Eckhoff on the low post. He gets the ball inside. I think we started that one a little late. We'll try it again here. Gets it on the low post, gets his defender up in the air, goes around him with a nice step through. And that was the Estes drive-in replay cam, a part of our Community National Bank and Trust post-game show. And a three-point shot off the screen by Weber there for Lamont. And that's all we've got worth sharing. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. That's going to be all for tonight's broadcast. Look for us tomorrow. We may have a doubleheader on our hands. We sure hope we do. Anyways, for Lane Johnston, I've got Isaac Dennis here on the computer, Kyle Eckhoff on stats, and Lance Stevenson on the camera. Appreciate their help. We'll be with you tomorrow.